Welcome in, everybody, to another weekly SNHU esports broadcast. Tonight, we're going to be watching our Valorant team compete in the NECC. It's going to be SNHU versus Tiffin University, 5-1 record against a 1-5 on the other side. Of course, as always, in my Valorant streams, I'm joined by Sutan, the coach of the team, my lovely chair, too, that has been back here with me several times, and we're already seeing something new here, man. We're seeing Astra picked up on the other side. This is the first week she's been, I'm not sure if this is the first week she's been available, but this is definitely the first time we've seen her locked in.
Yes, and honestly, it's something that we've been practicing as well. We actually really like the Astra. There's a lot of utility and a lot of preemptive ability that you can have with Astra. So she's really a strong, versatile agent right now in the meta, and not many players just know how to use her. So we've been practicing her here and there. We'll see if we actually might pull out an Astra pick tonight, but who knows? But it looks like we're going to be playing our standard lineup for Bind here.
Well, you say standard lineup, but there's still something that I really haven't seen before, and that's Frenchie on the breach. That's a change-up from, I think, how SNHU was positioning things before. We saw a lot of Sova. I mean, we saw Frenchie basically perma Sova in the past, so we're already seeing kind of an adaptation from playing the previous match. In the last week, they had a lot of trouble, I think, against some of those breach setups that teams were doing, and clearly you guys have picked that up moving forward.
Yes, it's something that's just been strong in the meta right now. Breach is obviously such a strong flash and dash combo agent, and it's just something that a lot of professional teams have been using. He has so much utility to work around with, and we've seen a lot of different teams run with maybe 2 utility, a smoke, and a sentinel versus the 1 utility and 2 duelists. But it's just something that's comfortability for SNHU. We've seen the 2 duelists with Snare and Wheezy, but I really like this this mismatch here, or this this new agent selection here from Frenchie with the breach, and it's something that we've been practicing it as well. So excited to see how it works out tonight.
Yeah, maybe a little bit light on intel, I think, comparatively. It's Jade on the Cypher that's going to kind of have to make up for that. Is that kind of why you've stepped away from the Killjoy to kind of make up for that potential gap in intel?
I think, yeah, it's a little bit of the map, a little bit of the intel. I completely agree with you. The intel is really important, and if we were running the Cypher, I don't know if we'd be running the breach. But, oh, Zone gets the nice pickup here with the shorty to start off the game. Love seeing that. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the Cypher pick here is just for the intel purposes.
Yeah, and we'll see if that is able to adjust it. Sorry, I do not remember the bind to turn off the thing above the players, so I'll be able to fix that hopefully after this round. But for now, we're going to be seeing a lot of economy information hovering over their heads right now. Only 1 player left with Wheezy taking that pick, and Wheezy pushes for another one, finds Raze on Sova, if that couldn't be any more confusing for us, and gets SNHU to their first round win here.
I think that was a great... I didn't really see what was happening on the B side, but we were able to see Jade and Wheezy get double kills of their own there on the site. Looks like they won a lot of their pistol battles. I really like the positioning, though, from Zone. It was a little risky, knowing that he could get pushed any second, but the shorty buy definitely paid off there for the ult orb, and Zone's been practicing that showers control all semester long. I'm excited to see him play it continuously. And it looks like they're going to be pushing towards Shower here to contest Zone. So
yeah,
I don't know if he's going to be expecting as many.
Well, definitely not as many, but he seems to be aware of it now with all the pistol damage coming in, though he can't find anything with that SMG that he's holding now, and eventually he is overrun, but they might not realize that Snare is waiting around that same corner. Only 1 SMG in hands, and the patience on this man will pay off perfectly. 2 picks with headshots cleaned up with a 3rd there. Has to reload, but momentum from that Jet will let him dash and get out reset into the middle of sight. Only 2 players left, and he knows that they are light on economy. There's going to be a pistol in one hand, stops the SMG from getting any use from Kurt on the Astra, and it's only the Sova left in a 1 versus 3 with no health, and Frenchie puts that no health to 0. Raze picked off on that Sova. 2 rounds for SNHU. Zoned almost had it there. He almost got a few, but just narrowly missing that spray down on the smoke.
Yep. That was almost. I think he had the 4K there, if I'm correct. Yes.
Snare did. Yes.
He almost got the ace. That was a great play from him. Nice trigger discipline. You see a lot of players that don't play tactical shooters as often. They have this really great corner that you sit in, and they'll kill the first guy coming through. But Snare just really top-notch performance. Nice play to let the players pass by, get more info for the team especially, and just get the free pick.
Yeah, for sure. Being able to play off of that was fantastic by him. And some info right now being given up to Tiffin, and actually 2 picks for them as well. We'll see a potential duel here. Great flash and push by Frenchie to find Epic Evan there as Iero is looking to find an entry here on this B site. Frenchie, though, is in a great position for this. He has 2 flashes still remaining, so he can set up for the rest of his team when he needs to, but it looks like they'll be shifting on the other side, and that's some intel now being given up zoned. Going to have to hold against 4 players, and he has this info for them. He'll be able to slow them down with a smoke, maybe. Don't have to shift out completely. The Sheriff in hand can lead to some good clutch play, but for now, he's waiting in U-Haul for his teams to rotate. They're going to let the plant go down just so they can maybe take this fight in a little bit of a smarter way, but Zoned wasn't looking. Iero pushes in and takes him down. It's on Jade and Frenchie to make this work. How well can they push in off of this utility that this breach has? It's still going to be difficult with the way really they have it set up.
Especially with their bonus round.
Yeah, very difficult. The Jet standing there perfectly in the right position to slow them down. I think they were still playing that bonus round, though. They had a lot of lower cost weapons, and Tiffin went to that with full rifles.
Yeah, agreed. It was just the bonus round was really tough for them. We saw the Bucky, and I believe Jade there, and what I really like to see was Frenchie after that getting that B long pick. I would have loved to see him go down there and maybe try to contest for that Vandal. I believe the other team had, but still really tough round. It would have been tough even if he had the Vandal, but a little bit of a better chance if so. But now both teams having full rifles, and this is really what's considered the first round of the game.
And we'll see how that one pays off for them. Obviously pretty well to start with Snare getting an early pick, playing very aggressively here on this far side. And we'll shift back to the site with no engagements really looking to happen. But what might happen soon, we see Jade maybe tempting fate with the way that their players are positioned to raise in the arrow, sitting there inside hookah. They're going to back off from it and maybe shift to the other site with that initial pick they were able to get. Didn't have the bomb with them, so it wasn't a full commitment as is. As Wheezy's holding fairly close to where they might be pushing from here, but there's a good split. One player showers. Looks like Wheezy has that info. Tried to check that spot Snare was before, and the fear Snare put into the before tends to pay off for them now. Wheezy still sitting back site, looking for a pick. Might get one, can't get the next. Snare, though, is back. Showers looking to trade something else out, and Jade's pushing up for it. Does get one. Only one player left. It's Kurt the Hooper. He's looking over by the teleporter. Won't be able to win that gunfight. Snare picks him up and gets another round for them. First real round goes the way of SNHU.
I'm looking at Wheezy's aim early on, and I must say he's looking correct early in here, Kresnik. I'm loving the aim from Wheezy. I think Snare and Frenchie also did a flash and dash towards B long.
They must have with how aggressive he went.
Yeah, I definitely think so, and it looks like it paid off. I love to see it. It's something, it happened to us last week. It's something we want to practice, especially just because it's in the meta, and they might be setting up here again towards showers.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. They have that. Here's the pressure from Snare right now. They had the flash on the corner pushing the Jade, but he was far enough back. Blue light, ridiculous. Has the daggers there, but Frenchie does end up trading it out, so there's one ultimate out of the picture for them here as they look to engage over here onto the A site again. But there's a flash. Can they get it? Frenchie does end up taking down Iero, the initial player, in, and looks to stun the rest of their push. Will that work out for Wheezy? No. Wheezy went to peek it, but Epic Evan got the trade out for them and denied that chance here. But are they completely shifting? They're taking the teleporter. Zone must have heard this, and he's going to catch them on the rotation. There goes the Astra low, but not down. Unfortunate by him, couldn't connect that spray, but they are still going to be walking into a player on the site. The Cyber Cage delays them so long here with Jade holding back on site. They got healed, but 2 sprayed down. Easy for Jade so far. Can he get the third? Yes, great spray control. Takes down Raze and Hookah, even though Raze is on the Sova. Instead, of course, Cypher rotation. They got so delayed by that smoke. Sometimes you just got to push it. That was one of those times, but they played right into Snoo's hands.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they played a little bit quicker there, they would have had it. But nice play there from Jade. It was a nice play just to get the angle, know that the smoke was most likely going to slow them, even though, it's tough to know in that situation. But yeah, it was a nice play from Jade, and a nice play from Frenchie there, able to get the trade from Snare outside showers, and then the pick onto site once they pushed. Not a bad play from Tiffin University. Try to maybe switch around the site, but again, I agree they should have played a little bit faster. Kind of expecting SNHU to rotate towards the A site.
Yeah, for sure. That would have helped, I think, quite a bit for them. But hindsight's 20/20. They'll figure out another plan as they go in here. Is a dark cover. I think from, I would assume, zoned to slow things down in hookah a bit as the team's set up over here pretty effectively. They are taking, I think, the right side to push. Yeah, the Cypher's there, but you still have a numerical advantage when you go in. And they have their Sage doing their entries here for them. Interesting. So the wall is kind of helping them get that set up, get some space. But again, the Cyber Cage will slow things down. This time, though, they push it. And they get one knocked over there. So everyone else is stuck out. A Yarrow, 2 quick kills for him. On the entry to site, they're going to have to make that rotation. They know that they have the info that the spike is over there as they start to make their shift. But how far away was Snare on this teleport? Did they hear him? The door will give that away for sure. If Blue Light has his ears out for it, Snare might pick the wrong corner. Has to know someone's probably in hookah. Doesn't look at Blue Light, unfortunately. Free pick for that Jet with Wheezy using this great aim to catch him in hookah with a 1 tap. It's a 1 versus 2 now. Wheezy with full HP, a little bit of overheal, but no armor. Could make things more difficult for him as he's just playing the audio game here. Here's some footsteps, maybe. Trying to catch anybody trying to fight him. Will not be able to turn it on a Yarrow. 4 kills for the Reyna with the Empress popped in that round too. Definitely seeing some value out of that ultimate as it pushes Tiffin to their 2nd round so far this game.
Not a bad slow push from Tiffin. Kind of a weird play to have their Sage push in there first, but usually see that wall come up maybe after their entries or the duelists kind of push on a site first. And they did a little early. I thought SNHU had a nice advantage once they got those first 2 picks, but Tiffin was able to get the trades. And because SNHU had held 3 towards the A site, it was much easier for them to just take the site control. And we have to be careful of those angles. Snare pushing into hookah, not watching his right sides. Wheezy also really tough to see every angle on site once he's pushing that, and it was just a good round there from Tiffin.
Yeah, we'll see if, and off that round they're going to get an eco here. SNHU have held on, I think, to some things. There is a rifle in the hands of Zone, but he picked up a shorty as well, maybe actually less than I thought. I got a little tricked by the Blade Storm getting popped in the other round. They do have rifles in their hands, and here they go into this star put down on this site. Wheezy maybe on the other side of it. But they make the teleport. They use the Astro Wall to take a lot of space on site. They walk all the way through. They commit in. They're by the plant. Zone is looking for a time maybe to walk through the wall. Here he comes. That audio blocked as he goes right in. Wheezy got the opening for him. He'll spray down 2. Taking this far edge here. Still 2 members left, though, as his position gets revealed. Great use of that Cypher ultimate to guarantee this round for them. They will get the defuse on that. And, hey, cancel out one utility with another, right? You know that they're going to be, they're popping that Astral. Use that Cypher ult, even it out. Let your team guarantee that win after using only a little bit of resources. Yeah,
and you see that a lot in this game. You see a lot of Killjoy ults, be put down simultaneously. You see maybe Sova ultimate to stop the Killjoy ult. You see a lot of different scenarios where ults kind of cancel each other out, but it was definitely worth it there. Jade was able to get the picks into Shower, but it was a great push from Zone into that wall. It could have been either player could have won that gunfight, but it just looked like Tiffin's player was just not watching that angle, and Zone was able to get 2 free picks from pushing there.
Yeah, it was good timing, I think, by him, and it pays off for them getting another round here up on the board. But look at this right now. It's more of a stack in mid. This seems to be something that Tiffin like to do, regardless of where they want to end up with it. As Frenchie could be in an angle to stop them, maybe, but that tripwire gets triggered actually by the Owl drone, so they know that they're at least getting intel on hookah, but nothing else there. It is a pretty big eco, but Frenchie, unfortunate, caught with his flash out. Will spend a second one and maybe find someone, and they will. Epic Evan knocked low and can't get a shot onto Frenchie. They also have that spike down for it that they lurked that really far over. So they know they have that intel. They can rotate over here to play around it. No one's willing to peek out of hookah. That one smoke is really scaring the rest of them to not want to go in. They know that someone's got to be there. Wheezy is poking that as much as he can. There's even more smoke to slow them down even further, but eventually they're going to have to push through it or just shift back and find that spike. But either way, they're going to be walking into a lot of SNHU players.
Yeah, and I like these this really calm play from SNHU. They're just getting spike control here, not really trying to get too aggressive, but I say that now as Wheezy's pushing into hookah, looking for a couple of picks here. They might know that they stay. Nice pick here from Wheezy. Doesn't end up getting the aggressive pick, and it looks like SNHU's gonna take this round pretty handedly unless the Sova can clutch. But nice round here from SNHU. Great play there from Frenchie. Almost got caught out with his utility towards B long, and that could have really turned the tide of this round, but able to get the flash play on both of Tiffin's players and ensured that the 2 picks for free.
Yeah, I think having the flash play obviously ended up being great. I mean, if he got insta one-tapped by Reyna, then, you know, that's awful worst case scenario, but obviously that doesn't end up happening. He manages to kite back, get the flash, and Breach, I know I've heard the team even say this to you themselves, having your utility out as a Breach is just going to happen. It's just the nature of how the character tends to work in some of these scenarios, so I'm sure they're not that uncomfortable with it. Snare, they're trying to do a flash and dash. They don't end up getting it, but Frenchie just picks up the kill for himself, pushing in with Snare. They are so deep in the enemy's backline effectively right now. See what else they can find. Raze, he's not going to be ready. Nope. More ready than I thought he was. Great shot onto Snare. But they get the spike down on the other side of things. Zone gets fairly aggressive to clean it up. Frenchie now gets his position revealed, but he has great timing on the flash. Raze a little bit too far back, but does keep them out of this. He'll shift away. Only 2 members left for Tiffin University, and Frenchie's going to be the first one likely to bump into them. I think he thinks they're more forward than he thought, but Aereo seems to have a pretty good idea of where Frenchie will be, putting it down to an even 2-2. But they still have to walk into a site. Either site is going to have players ready to fight it. Great fake, though. Looks like they're going to throw that flash. They're going to shift back. Zone might be privy to it, though.
I definitely think so. Zone was leaning towards B site there because of the flash, but kind of used his better judgment to say they could still come A. It might have been a fake, and it looks like at least it's going to be a 1v2 here on the A site.
Yeah, let's see how Zone can play it here. He's in the corner. He does get the first one, and that does down the spikes. That limits the time that the Sova can use. He did pick it up and pushes it. Gets the kill, so it is a 1 versus 1. Jade, the clutch king of SNHU. We'll see if he can continue to make it work here. He creeps into U-Haul. I doubt they have that information, so this could be a great position to play, and I think he's playing off of that assumption that they don't have that information. Still has to check every single possible angle, of course, at this point, just in case. Not holding close, though, as he's trying to just do deep checks. You see the Sova now watching showers, actually, so interesting. He really doesn't have that intel. Jade not really having the read on this one. Is going to have to shift back to site and is hard stepping. So the Sova has that intel, but he's waiting. He's playing the time. There's the fake defuse. Looks like Jade did get caught off guard. Raze, he put himself in just the right spot to catch him out. Just did not have the read on where he's going to be.
That was a good spot to play, honestly. I think that's a really unusual spot. It was a good off angle for the Sova to just sit in triple. A lot of players, especially Sova players, knowing that they have the ultimate, they like to play farther away from site. They want to play way farther away and just rely off their ultimate, maybe rely off some lineups for their shock darts to get the free pick once they're starting the defuse. But that was just a nice big brain play from Sova, knowing that they would think that. So nice play there from Tiffin, nice play there from Sova. And this is going to be looking like an early pick here from Wheezy in this next round.
Yeah, it is an early pick. It is rezzed, though, so the Sage ultimate spent for this one as they are flooding in now. You can see their members stacking up all together using that flash to stay alive, but utility being spent in the opposite side. Zoned downs the spike. I'm not sure if they have that info. Looks like they did just get it, but the spike is picked back up as they are ready to walk into the site. Good flank by Wheezy. Spike might go down here. Zoned is very low for this, but they might push off the Breach ultimate a little bit too slow, though. Maybe Kurt still getting that with the stun. Caught an Astral Form as Frenchie picks up 2. Only Jet remaining here. As Frenchie's just looking for somebody. Can't get it. Great play by Blue Light. Jade has to clutch up, and he manages to do it there. Blue Light picks up 2 quick headshots in that post fight, but not able to turn it all the way around. Just too many members of SNHU remaining, and Jade has all the time in the world. He'll save that operator, help the economy a little bit, and still be able to get this defuse.
Nice play there from both sides. I cannot believe how unlucky Zone was walking into hookah, and the Tiffin player just being stunned from the Breach ultimate. Able to get the one-shot tap onto Zone as he's walking in was very unfortunate, but really nice play there from the rest of the team. And Frenchie playing out of his mind on this map right now, loving the Breach. I love everything that he's doing right now. He's playing so effectively, and he's hitting a lot of shots right now. That's
just the Breach power, right? That's just Breach being so good that Frenchie is... Not just that, of course, but that Frenchie's able to be so comfortable on it and show the real potential of what it can do. And hey, it can pair it with anybody, including Arena. He's holding over here, catches the Jet, maybe takes a couple daggers, which will let Aero get that trade for him. But Wheezy's now hunting to finish off this Arena. Doesn't realize that he's there, neither do we. Aero walks out, gets a one-tap with the Sheriff, and players are going to have to rotate to A. They're going to assume, obviously, that this is the site to B. There's the Reyna walking into site. Where is zoned position to stop this? And will change pretty rapidly. Of course, the Sova sees him, so he's going to cancel that, not wanting to stay committed there. But now he's back in U-Haul with potential to flank. He pushes all the way through. Aero gets 3 kills here. Evan caught with his utility out as that Reyna is holding close. It's going to be a 2 versus 3 here, with Jade being the first one, it looks like, to maybe walk into the site, but he holds off on that one. They don't realize how far back the Sova is. It could be a 2v2 if they move quickly enough, but some intel does get given. Zoned plays off of that very well, finding that first kill. There he is, trying to stick the defuse. The Arrow, though, great check up top. Knows they're going to push him, gets the 1. Can he get the second? It's Raze. He's going to be playing this timing, playing the Hunter's Fury, just trying to delay. So Zoned will have to push him. Will he have the timing? He will! Catches him there.
God.
That spike was getting closer, but that half defuse will end up saving things. Perfect timing. Sova just had to fire. Sova had to assume he was going to push, but he wanted to have that visual confirmation, and that just punished him so hard.
Yeah, that was so awesome from Zone there. I love that play so much. I thought he was going to get picked, honestly, by the ultimate because he wanted to rush the play, but he played it so calm. He knew the time he had. He had plenty of time after getting the half defuse and just the flicks onto both of their players. I think he even got damage on the Sova before he backtracked into showers, and then just the one tap, knowing that the Sova is just kind of stuck there with his ultimate, and just gets the cleanup kill. It was such a great play. Nice play there from Zone. Great play there from everyone, but nice clutch up there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just heads up, knowing that he can push into that ultimate and have it be okay. There's the intel on the camera. The other players are ready to push in and make good on that intel that they have. A lot of damage going into Jade here potentially as they come into the site, but caught reloading while jumping out the window. Snare still can't win that one, unfortunately. Traded out for the Jet, so one of the duelists off the field for both teams. As they move in around the backside, you can see Aero about to walk into Frenchie. Frenchie did not have the reaction in time, but they're not going to be willing to refight that as Zone now rotates across on the Omen. There's a lot of utility coming out and no spike planted just yet. It's actually going all the way over to A side, so good read by Tiffin. They'll at least get a free plant here more than likely, and Ayero is just going off right now. He pushes, he gets almost everybody on the team. It's only Jade remaining again. This Reyna is just tearing through, and Jade is running out, maybe to save, maybe to go for something here. It shouldn't be a save because it's the last half, but we'll see what happens as he pushes into showers. The Astra's holding the corner, and he is hard-stepping, so they clearly have this information now. But will he know exactly where they're coming from? He doesn't get the intel on the Astra, and it's a great push by Kurt, taking down Jade and making it only a 66% half here for SNHU. 8-4 as the side swap.
Not a bad round there for SNHU though. 8-4 on Bind is good good lead to, I think, go into your second half with. Bind is a little of that more balanced map style, I would say, in terms of which side it kind of leans on. I would say maybe attacker side is a little bit better just for the early rotations, and it's a map that's just fast played. You want to keep rotating to different sites. It's kind of mind games, you could say, on this map, but it's really good for SNHU here to have this lead going in the second half, and it's going to really depend on who gets the momentum here in the second one. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, what they can kind of do with it here. We'll see that this, of course, round will decide this round, and probably the next one. They get some good intel by that recon bolt being destroyed fairly early, and because of that, I think they are going to bail. They thought maybe they could do something else there, but could not happen with Tiffin. They will disengage, move back to site. Get some free damage to the shock dart, though, so can't be too mad about that one, as they had even more pokes. Snare knocked fairly low, actually, already. Can't do much more with it. They're going to have to flood in at some point here, and who is holding close for it? Here comes Frenchie. As Ray got onto the site, did see the Sova one-tap him with that right click. Wheezy cleaning up the next. They will get the plant. Will get firm position on this B site. And things will be difficult for Tiffin as they try to retake, but that Jet flanking from showers might be the most important piece of the puzzle.
Yes, this is going to be a really big play, especially if no one's going to be watching this. I don't know if they know that he's coming from here. They do have the numbers advantage, but Blue Light able to get the first pick here onto Jade. It's a 4v2 now. 3v2, sorry.
Oh, what a play by Blue Light! The man's a machine, apparently, so far. Great taps by him. There is Frenchie with no HP trying to make it work. But Blue Light cleans up all 4 there. Just, I said that's going to be the most important part of the puzzle, and it was perfect. The flank from Hookah, cleaning up almost everybody with headshots with the Ghost. This is why you maybe buy the Ghost instead of some armor. You get that pop-off potential instead of maybe living that little bit longer.
Yeah, especially with the accuracy, I think, from the Ghost, but just it really always depends on the player. Is the player going to utilize that weapon effectively? And obviously, Blue Light showed his skill with that gun here in that first round, able to bring his team back, and just a really great round, really nice clutch up from them, and it gives them a nice early lead here in the second half. And we're going to see SNHU maybe play a little more offensive here.
I wouldn't be shocked. They have pistols and they know they're against some form of economy, but Blue Light, aggressive again, catches them out. And the Star will buy them some space here, but Jade will use that space to get a little pickup there. Grab that ult orb, and maybe the rest of the team will just shift down. I'm not sure if it's even worth it, really, to stay committed, but hey, free Sheriff. Jade will be decently happy about that one at the very least. A lot of the members are here. They could shift to B site, but they're keeping the spike over by A. They might stay committed.
Yeah, I think obviously they can't really tell from this angle that we've seen, but obviously maybe switching over to the B site might be a better plan here. I didn't even notice this wall before, but now even more so. It's going to be really tough to take A site. This wall is going to come down soon, though, so they have the option to execute if they want to, and they might be trying to use this time to really confuse Tiffin, but Tiffin has a good read on the situation, and they already have 4 players on the site.
Yeah, they stayed patient there. They didn't hear any audio cues. But Jade, he's making it even with all the players stacked up here. We'll be fairly close. Blue Light pushes and gets 2. Perfect timing by this Jet. Again, these duelists for this team are monstrous, and they're making it close. Kurt the Hooper cleans up the last one with that breach remaining. And things started well, but again, it's just hard to stick a push when a team has such a big economical advantage over you.
Yeah, and the SMGs are definitely going to be a huge buy-up for Tiffin there. I said it before, it's going to be really who takes these early rounds, these pistol rounds. They're going to get momentum early on, and Tiffin able to get these early rounds and make a small comeback here. They're only 2 rounds down now. They are going to go for the bonus round, and if they win this is going to be disastrous for SNHU. It's going to be Tiffin coming back easily with an economic advantage, gun advantage, and it'll only be 1 round down. But SNHU can put a hold on their attack here, or their defense, I should say, and they should be able to hopefully maintain their lead.
Yeah, we'll see if SNHU can do that. I think they're picking the right side to do it on, though. Not a ton of defensive utility here for Tiffin, just the way that they've picked their composition. So flood one site. If you get in past what they have, then that is pretty much ideal. Seems like they are giving up some audio cues here, though. There's their initial flash, but they're delaying it again. Now they go to drop in. There's the flash dash. They don't realize the Sova's in the back corner, but they do eventually turn and pick him off. He's searching for someone. Snare picks up a Yarrow. That's the ring that was very strong. Might walk into Blue Light. Caught with a smoke out, though. Great, unfortunate timing from them there. Will Blue Light get this next one? Doesn't need to. Zone gets picked off on his own, and the spike is not down. So the defenders not on a timer here. They can play as slow as they need to, as long as they can deny this plant from going down at the very least. But they've taken the TP. They must have heard it. So now potentially starts the long walk back to the site, as Jade has a great read here. He's just going into plant, but we might see a gunfight on site. Wheezy with only 3 HP. Gives them a number advantage, and he'll warp over. Plus, they get the spike down. That's the best that a 2v2 at that level could have gone. And they get the recon bolt too. So unfortunate. Blue Light will have to disengage and still have a great defensive position.
That was such a great play from SNHU. I love that because you can fake that bind, the teleporter there. They don't really know for sure, especially when you only hear one. And it's gonna be a really tough situation here in the 1v2, especially after Weezy getting that full heal.
Yeah, and look at Blue Light just searching back here. I don't think he knows that Jade seems to know where he's coming from. There he goes back out. Was actually switching weapons. Jade does still win that duel, even in spite of the initial couple of shots, pushing them a little bit further forward. Their first round on the attacking half, and the timing of it, though, that was, I believe, the bonus round for them. So Tiffin will be able to buy up completely, and now we're seeing the first real round here in round number 16.
I love the play there from Weezy. I love him just sitting there waiting, knowing that they're probably going to rotate. They're going to give up their positioning because they heard the one teleporter. They're probably going to start going back towards A site, and Weezy just gets the free pick getting the full health play. It's just, even, I know Jade already got the 1v1, but just in case that didn't go well, we still have the second player. He's hiding in a really good spot, and he's got the full health to play it. I just love the play so much.
Yeah, it worked out for sure. Again, and just getting that pick helps so much for them here. Blue Light catches out their offense, though. I think great start to this, but now they're just bursting in. They have a judge in U-Haul, so no one's going to want to contest that. This is terrifying for them here. And you can see Frenchie just staring, does not want to look at the utility past him, but Wheezy pushes in from a main, finds one. I keep missing all of these kills that are happening here. The next one to fight will be Jade, and it's between Jade and Wheezy, both looking to take fights here. Potential long angle. Jade saw that, but didn't want to take that one. Just continuously using his camera to get some great intel. Will beat out Blue Light and juke the shock dart. That one, he would avoid catch that one with his teeth, but still solid timing on the peaks to get some of these kills. Here's Wheezy playing aggressive on point. There's the recon dart Mark. Will he push all the way in for it? He'll delay 1 second, get the kill on the Sova, and get out of his team's flashbang. Frenchie aggressive with the judge, cleans up the next, and it's only the Reyna left. But Aero has looked phenomenal on this Reyna, but now they have the intel. But now they don't have a cyber cage, unfortunate on that one there. It's just this Reyna, again, trying to push him, but there's a breach, and there's going to be a decent amount of utility maybe going their way. But I think Frenchie used a lot earlier. It might make this a little bit more difficult for SNHU. Just have to play their trades right. As the Reyna's trying to walk in, doesn't see anyone, so I think they're playing this diffuse situation fairly well. There goes the fake. They have the camera, of course. He knows that they're going to be coming from showers, but it's actually a complete bait. Wheezy gets him right on that rotation out. And the first real rifle versus rifle goes the way of SNHU.
Not bad at all. I love that play. Love the picks and the trades there that we were able to get. I thought that was just really good aim duels from Southern New Hampshire University. And we have the lead. We have a 10-6 lead. It's 3 more rounds away from finishing this first map here out of best of 3. But it's that momentum game. Is Tiffin going to be able to reel them back in? They are going to have to take a save round here. But if I know anything, I know that our players, we love to lose save rounds for some reason. We love to lose them. I hate to say it, but it happens. And I really hope SNHU plays this smart here, understands that they have no money. This Jet's going to be, again, maybe a big playmaker with the knives, so we're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see what this Jet ends up doing. She's in a good position, actually, behind them here, and we'll get a little bit of high ground, but the first kill goes the way of Wheezy as they break down the door to go into this site. There sounds like there was a blade storm from Snare, but he couldn't kill Raze. Wheezy will do it himself, though, has an idea that someone's pushing, gets that kill. 100%. Blue Light, though, on the flank. Doesn't have any bullets anymore. Blue Light crazy with the ghost. Just put a ghost in his hand. He going around all on his own. It's just Frenchie left. He saw that intel. Will he get this flash? Blue Light might have avoided it. Can't win the duel, though. 4 kills for the Jet from Tiffin University, and they keep this game in their hands off of a ridiculous flank play. You're right. I guess they just can't win these save rounds.
We are cursed on save rounds. I swear to you. It happens every scrim. It happens, I swear, every game. I don't know what the heck we're doing wrong. I don't know if we're just losing these on just because Tiffin's just insane. I don't know. They definitely the Jet play there definitely was very well played. It's really tough to lose those, I think, mentally. But SNHU has to keep the momentum. They have to understand, it's just their curse. They have to keep pushing on, and they have to continue to win these gun rounds.
Yeah, I'm sure they have an idea. I'm sure they're not too broken up about it. It just happens like that sometimes. They go walking in. Blue Light, though. Oh, what a ridiculous great position by him. Gets 2, almost gets a 3rd, but Jade ends up winning that duel for them. Will they remain over here on this side, or will they change up their plans? It looks like Zone's already gone in, so they can't change things up, but there goes the spike, dropped by the flanker from U-Haul. There's the Sage very high up, but it's a great distraction. Frenchie picked off while staring at that Sage, and now a 1 versus 2. Zone trying to find this, but they backed off from the spike, though, so Zone can get that and rotate and maybe get this plant off, but is he going to just double fake them here? This is a very heads-up play. He'll even look to dark cover something just to slow them down even further. But they have a small read on it. You can see Yarrow still holding over on A. Will he go back for it, though? He might be actually clearing out just to go to the teleporter, so they might be meeting a little bit earlier than Zoned might think. Will he think to check this? He did just do a hard step, so it might be giving up some intel. He will check the... Almost check that corner. Yarrow seems to have a pretty solid idea, and There it goes. Will Zone get the turnaround? He will! He didn't get the one shot. Are you kidding me, Ayero? Just shoot him. You don't gotta BM him. Just shoot him. You got a gun, pull the trigger. Not gonna work for them here. And Zone has a chance to win it, and he will not reload. It's just a comedy of errors here, Suiton. Everything that could go wrong from both sides goes wrong. So unfortunate. What can you do, man? What can you do? Another round for Tiffin on the board. Almost thrown by them, but fortunately for their sake, they managed to recover from their error. We're back to a 10-8.
Holy shoot. If I was the coach of Tiffin University, I would be so furious. It was a arrow, correct? It was the Reyna?
Yeah.
I would be so furious at them right now. That was such a close round. You do not want to mess around with that kind of stuff, especially in a close game like this. But Zoned, I know he had 3 bullets left. I would have maybe played showers and reloaded, but it was a close play. It was a close play. I'm glad he was able to kill the Reyna trying to knife him at least.
Yeah, that's something you can't ask for more. You can absolutely ask for more, but you hypothetically can't ask for more here. There goes the breach ult, potentially stunning Raze. That's the second time he's been stunned this round, so just unfortunate. That's Valorant for you. Raze picked off the back of that breach stun as they look to get this spike down. They don't have a lot of weapons, though. It seems like if you don't buy weapons, you're going to win rounds, and we'll see if that continues to pay off for Jade, who's about to meet this Sage. Can't hit the first one, though. Evan manages to flip that one around for them. Great shot by Snare, though. It's only the Sage left. And Evan's been having a tough game so far, so winning a 1 versus 4 would be a massive turnaround for him. Can't even push that breach utility either. They know where he is, and he gets a second kill, but Snare will get his third of the round, pushing around through that spawn side to get the flank. Of course, number advantage just so hard to overcome.
Yeah, and and you're right. I think it's the curse of the save rounds right there. SNHU had a full save, able to use their utility really well though, able to get onto site with the breach ultimate. But once you get those few picks, you start picking up some guns, you start putting them in the hands of Wheezy, Snare, anybody on the team, and they're gonna start popping some heads. So really nice play there from SNHU, and it's just back and forth here. You know, we lose the save round, they lose the save round, and it's been a really close game nonetheless here with Tiffin University.
Yeah, for Tiffin have definitely been keeping it close. And remember, this is a 5-1 versus a 1-5, so Tiffin have definitely been playing, I think, to a great level of the teams in the division. This is pretty close to some of those really competitive games that we saw between really close records, so anyone can take a game at any time. It seems Tiffin definitely proving that here so far. Zone almost just takes Evan's head off through that wall from that earlier spam, just a little bit short on that one. I'm sure he doesn't know that, but watching this back, I'm sure he'll be thinking about it for a little while to come. Spike rotating over to B, and no one's really there, so this could be a great read if they end up fully committing to it.
Yeah, and I think this is the second or third time that we've seen Tiffin stack forward towards the A site. This has been something that they've been doing, and when we've watched their gameplay from prior games, this is something that they haven't done before. I really like this kind of trick style play, but SNHU should be able to take the site for free, especially if they're playing slow towards right now, and their Sova is even leaning towards A, kind of expecting that they're going to hit A, but right now there's kind of a bad read, I'd say.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, it seems like it. They use a flash to get in, but does Wheezy have this? No, he gets a little bit greedy, and Blue Light, he gets 2 more. Blue Light just can't be stopped. Finally, for SNHU's sake, Jade manages to get that kill. But there's a Hunter's Fury coming in. Zone picking up another. It's a 3 versus 3 now, but this spike has to go down, and the player with it just had to leave the site. Only 10 seconds. It's down to who can frag out here. Jade will drop the spike. Can they push for this one? Frenchie had an idea. Can anyone go in and get this? They know where he is, but Evan's just going to run away. They can't get that spike down in time. So unfortunate for them. The player with the spike runs away. What can you do when that happens?
It's really tough. I know that they were probably scared of the hookah players coming in, but you have to just plant in tube there. You have to plant somewhere safe on site and just hope for the best. Hope that your players and your teammates can cover you as you're planting. It's still a 3v3, and they probably heard the bunch of footsteps there, and they were just scared of the positioning. But you have to go for it. You have to understand the time constraint there, and it was still a nice slow play. They got the save for free, but it's just you got to get the spike down as quickly as possible in that scenario. Yeah,
just I know, unfortunate. And Evan running away, I think, made a very heads-up call for the team. There's the paranoia into U-Haul. Doesn't connect on anyone, but here they come into the site through a lot of smokes. There are just smokes everywhere. Evan manages to pick off zone from that high ground. Wheezy will trade that out, and they're trying to get the spike down as soon as possible. Definitely the opposite of last round. Spike down first over anything. Then we can focus on the frags from there as all this utility ends up going down on site. Camera doesn't get them any intel because of that eye out from the Reyna. They're just holding back. Where is the intro going to come in from? Wheezy maybe looking for blue light here. Does get Kurt and gets a chance to disengage thanks to the dismiss. Took some damage a little bit late, but not enough for them here. Next fight should be Frenchie here. Corner doesn't get checked. Raise on the Sova. Gets picked off as he just throws some utility at that. It's only blue light left, but if I can know anything from watching blue light play, that this is winnable for the Jet, who has been playing very well so far. Walks right into it, but Frenchie has the lineup on the refight. SNHU put themselves 1 round away from taking map number 1.
I am on the edge of my seat every time blue light is the last player alive. I swear to goodness, this man or woman is just popping off. This player is insane right now.
30 bomb.
Kills?
Yeah.
Yes? Yeah.
Yeah.
What an insane player. He's just clutching, or they are just clutching up every single round right now. I cannot believe the impact this player is having.
Yeah, blue light has definitely kept this game very close. The clutches that they've been able to collect over the round so far. We'll see if blue light can continue to perform. And a Blade Storm in hand, I think, makes sense if you are on your potential match point, depending on how this round goes. But they're stacking fairly hard on this side this time. Blue light gets smoked off as they end up coming into the site here. Snare picks up 2 early. Great play by him. But they don't know that blue light's right here. Picks up 2, but finally gets picked off. Just trading for 2 every single round. You can't ask for more from a duelist. But now they're trying to come back into the site. The Astro Wall splits them off, so they have a chance to push in, and they get the res, so advantage now. Maybe towards their members. Do they hear this defuse? They might. They have to push for it. I don't think they heard it because the Astro Wall, but they see it going down. Great timing there. And it's just Raze with a Bucky remaining. Worst gun to have, I think, with this, and Wheezy pops the Empress to be aggressive, knowing that this will end it if he pushes for it. There's the recon, but Raze just can't stick this defuse with the players that are left. Snare will clean it up, and he will lock it down. 13-9. Final score. Great performance by the members of Tiffin, but SNHU still close it out in the end.
Nice positioning there from Snare and Wheezy. I love the positioning. It was really close. Honestly, I think less, like half a second to a second more, and they would have got the defuse there for sure. But it was a nice peek there from, I believe, Snare from elbow. And they were able to get the double kill and make it the 2v1, even with Snare's low health. But great round, I think, from both teams. I mean, we saw the Jet from the other team just play out of their mind.
Yeah.
They were absolutely carrying their team, getting at least 2 kills and so many 4Ks throughout the entire match that it was really tough for SNHU to try to beat them.
Yeah, it was a great end of that game for them, I think. They picked it up in the later rounds after a bit of a stagger there near the middle. Again, the Jet on the enemy team, 33-18. Phenomenal play by them for Tiffin's sake. I'm sure they want that to continue into map number 2, which I will just say before we throw to a break here. It will be Haven. SNHU will be attacking first, and they're going to have to figure that one out. And you're going to have to go over there and help them. So we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, more Valorant. Welcome back in, everybody, to a game in progress. Game number 1 went the way of SNHU against Tiffin University, and we will be here continuing with that one here, as we'll fade that win in for them up top. SNHU with a closer round last time. I mean, the Jet player on the side of Tiffin had a fantastic game. Blue Light again picking up that Jet. I would not be shocked to see more of the same here from them. But we're seeing something different from SNHU. We're seeing Jade again on the Cypher over the Killjoy, and we're seeing Wheezy dropping the Reyna, which is something that I honestly feel kind of weird seeing. I know I've seen him play Raze before, but it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it's something that we've been in the lab. We've been experimenting with. We want to try some other stuff out. Stevie's been Jade has been putting in a lot of work on the Cypher. The Killjoy is definitely by far, I would say, his most expertise agent, but the Cypher is just so good here on Haven. Cypher was really good on Bind as well, but on Haven, it's such a big map. You really want that information, which is why you're seeing the Sova pick as well. But the Phoenix pick is just a comfort pick, I think, on Haven for Wheezy. As long as Wheezy can get a duel with someone and get the self-heal afterwards, I think that is the biggest point for his style of play. If you can get him in a 1v1, after he wins it, he gets back to full health. That is what matters. That is what he's trying to do, which is why he likes that Reyna. He likes this Phoenix. And the Raze he looks a little bit more uncomfortable on, but it's something that he's been practicing as well. So I like this pickup here, and I'm excited to see how this comp is going to fare here on Haven.
Yeah, I want to see where they decide to go first, because there's so many options that you can take on the initial push, because there's just so many points. I mean, you can hard rush C, you can go down mid and then pick a site later, you can just rush down A short or A long. We have 5 seconds left to see where they will go, and just judging by where they're grouped up, I'm going to take a wild guess and say we're going to see a site push. Either way, they're going to be running into somebody here. We'll watch Epic Evan spotting that out. They get that intel, and looks like one player will switch already. But no matter where they go, they're going to be running into someone that I think they have all rights to be afraid of. It's going to be Blue Light holding above them, dropping into them with the frenzy. Gets one, gets two early. Equalizer from this player, and he gets away with his life. The rest of them have all shifted over now with the repush from this Jet. Shock Dart doesn't kill him. He gets the third, and it's only zone. He cannot get away at the very end. Great pick off by him, and opening pick goes to SNHU, and it just falls apart from then on.
Blue Light is a one-man army, a one-person army. I cannot believe this player right now. What an insane big brain play. Drop in the smoke, and just that timing, just finding their way right before they push onto site and getting right behind on both of them. It was just such a great play. I'm excited to see how Blue Light plays, but obviously I hope our SNHU players here can find a way to deal with Blue Light.
Well, their way of dealing with him seems to be go the other way entirely, as we see them setting up over to go down mid and push through either to C or B. But aggression from the Jet will actually give a ton of intel to the team. Obviously, they now see that there's no one on A, so we could see a deep flank from this Jet potentially, but for now, we're seeing SNHU pushing into Garage. We'll probably have to deal with this turret fairly soon as they get that intel, but there's the flank from Raze. There's them getting picked off on the push, with Jade left, the only player, and sees that they're healing, getting pushed from 3 different angles. Blue Light made it all the way around from A towards BC Garage. Great. I mean, they got a little bit delayed. They lost those gunfights. Of course, they were saving. And now Tiffin are going to take their bonus round and see how far they can run with it.
Yeah, and it's a tough round on that on the save round on the second round there, especially with Haven. It's just such a big map. It's really hard to get onto site, and unless you're going towards somewhere like A or B, it's not going to be close quarters. So really tough positioning to really take on there. But now SNHU has guns, and we're going to see if they can keep up the 2-1 kind of start that we've been seeing, or is Tiffin going to have this bonus round actually work out for them?
It looks like they might, especially if Snare can't kill the Jet here. Does finally get that kill. That was very close, but he might just die to the Sova. Good aggressive push by Kurt here. Will he get more? No, he'll just get the Vandal and be happy with that and move along with his day. Weezy trying to catch him, though. It looks like he might have thrown out a curveball. Doesn't see this over there. Will still be able to react in time and get himself healed up. Could still, of course, get picked off by this Killjoy. Great reaction time from him. Where do they go from here? It looks like right to the grave. Epic Evan turns out was zoned, but goes down on his own, at least for their sake. He took a hit to the economy. But, of course, these bonus rounds never seem to go that well. Tiffin taking all there, and it's 2-1. SNHU on the back foot.
Yeah, and now we're gonna have our first tactical round with our rifles here to start. It's gonna be interesting to see because Haven is a map where you like to play fast at the beginning. You know, you have pistols, you want to get on the site quickly, and as the state of the game continues, I think you slow down quite a bit. Both sides kind of just want to take their time, maybe look for some aim duels, and we're seeing them just kind of play split here. They're looking for some picks and hoping that Tiffin's going to get aggressive. They've been playing aggressive, and they've been pushing these last couple of rounds, but looks like these sprays through Garage Door are going to keep Tiffin at bay for now, and they're still just looking for a pick here to open up the site.
Yeah, it slows them down initially, but doesn't end up confirming anything for them as they are just trying to catch out someone being aggressive. It did actually get some damage onto Yayero, so as long as they can get that rain, keep that rain from getting another pick, then that would be, I think, decent there. Evans and A-Long getting intel for his team. You can see the hard shift from them. And now that they see that dark cover, I wouldn't be shocked to see SNHU maybe just back off and go another way, but they're approaching slowly. They think someone might be hiding, and they're willing to take a fight here. You can see Snare very close to this Omen, trying to find anyone hiding up, but they're going to use Wheezy's run it back to make quite a bit of space here going in. Maybe find someone, gets the flash on him, so we'll get that one. And Mollying the choke won't be able to go, of course, any further, but that's still one great way to get into the site. Here comes the plant for them, but Blue Light, look at that angle from him, just going over, seeing some solid intel. Snare barely gets away with his life, even with that information, that recon bolt giving him up. what else happens here. Yarrow will get them in. There's the paranoia, but Blue Light just runs in. Absolutely no fear to get that initial pick. They get the next knocked down there too, but Jade is behind them. There's the trade out. Blue Light with the Blade Storm does it himself. Runs down Wheezy in main and will get this defuse there. The defense, they're making this map look like it's not particularly sided towards the attackers. Even with this map as wide as it is, they're always able to rotate in time.
Yeah, they're playing very adaptable right now. They're moving really quickly towards either site, using their information really well. And just from seeing Blue Light kind of hop over there, I've never actually seen a Jet jump over in that position. I think they might know this map really well. This might be one of their maps that they like, and this was their map selection, I believe. So yes, this was their map selection, and it looks like they're just comfortable on this map. We're gonna definitely see some unique skills here on this site, so it's going to be really fun to see both these teams play.
Yeah, look at how much space Wheezy's taking here right now, pushing off of that Blade Storm. Kind of scared them in mid, but they're just going to walk into B. They're going to get this plant down, but they have to be careful for this flank. Two people going behind, but they actually have to look in front. It looks like instead Yarrow gets one with Raze, picking up 2 more for himself. Only 2 players left on site. Zoned is holding him mid. It's just Sheriffs in hand for both of them too, but there they go. It's only left to Jade, and Jade will not be able to do it. There will come the defuse. But again, eco round. They'll get a couple of Sheriffs in the pocket, but another round on the board for Tiffin with great play by Raze on the Killjoy. I gotta get off that POV. I have no idea what he's doing. I couldn't watch him dancing for any longer without getting a little motion sick there, honestly, here. But Tiffin, still great play by them. Again, they are constantly just matching these pushes by SNHU perfectly.
Yeah, and it's sometimes there's teams that like to hold. They like to play defensive. They want to wait for information to come to them. And then there's teams like Tiffin who they want to get as much information as possible. And you see their lineup. You say like, oh, they only have Sova as their information. You can create information just by your positioning. And we're seeing Tiffin push up C long, push up through A long, push up through sewers, push out garage. They're getting information just from their positioning. And you just see them now, like, look at their movement. Look at their movement on the map. They're just going towards where SNHU is kind of focusing their attacks, and they're playing this map really well right now.
Yeah, they're constantly getting info where SNHU isn't. I think that's just good reads on where they might want to go. Blue Light obviously knows someone's going to be peeking at some point soon with that owl drone getting destroyed. Might get some damage to the wall, actually, as well, but chooses to not stay, assuming SNHU won't be doing the same. But they might be coming in here. Snare dueling into the Sova, and taking a good amount of space here in mid. Sees the recon. Don't think he'll be able to get away with that one. Actually, teammate shot it for him, so still able to stay close. Kurt pressured back, but again, this is a ton of information for them now. They know that they're going to be coming somewhere near B with only 45 seconds left, because this map is wide, and it's going to be hard to rotate, and now things are going to have to change drastically with that lockdown being placed by the Killjoy. They might have to shift their gears completely over to A, more than likely. And they're going to be running right into Evan on the way. They're not meeting them, though. They're not reading ahead of time. A lot of info to Evan here, though. Who can he get? Just one, with Wheezy equalizing that. And they're going to have to run right into Blue Light on the site. The Cypher ultimate will give a ton of information for them. Trying to peek, because Blue Light still manages to trade his own life. And somehow they make it across and make it into the site. They're likely going to get this bomb down, with Snare helping with that fantastically. There's the paranoia deny on the blind, but they still have one player in heaven, and I'm not sure if they know. A Yarrow pops the Empress, and Kurt drops down from up top. I said they probably don't know he's there, and clearly I was proven right about that one. Kurt jumps out of heaven like an angel and takes down everyone, holding on point. Tiffin 5-1.
Tiffin's retakes are immaculate right now. They are working so perfectly well, and I just want to highlight Blue Light more so, because I don't know if you've caught that or if any of our audience caught that, but as soon as the Cypher ultimate had hit, he positioned himself running away towards the A main entrance, or towards like CT entrance to A. That is so big brain and so little. It's not something that's big. It's not a lot of players do, but that is so insanely big brain that I love. I am becoming a fan of Blue Light more and more that I watch this player play, but I really want to figure out how to contest against Blue Light. They need to figure out a way to stop this player. They were doing a decent job on it on Bind, but I think this is just a tougher map here, and obviously Tiffin is a little bit more experienced on occasion.
Yeah, it's clearly a map that Tiffin seemed to understand fairly well. And look at Wheezy running into this site, blinded with a firewall in the way. He still has to run it back, though, so he will get away scot-free there, and they should get a plant down, of course, on the side of SNHU. But this is an eco. Clearly, those seem to work pretty well for them, though. Owl Drone will likely spot out Snare. He'll be forced to go away. Blue Light will get that kill for them. Here comes the take, though. Jade with a dink on Blue Light. 4 versus 2, low HP on Jade, though, of course. And they're just sitting back, playing off of this spike. In a dark cover, too, so they're going to force them into a potential bad situation. It's only Kurt remaining with a Vandal in hand, but he gets flashed and Wheezy wins it. Somehow, some way, every single eco round goes the way of the team holding on to their money. I say just stop buying weapons at this point, man.
Yeah, I think both teams should just opt to buy the Deagle or the Sheriff for now on, it looks like, and just save, maybe get a Shorty or a Bucky. But it looks like it's just the curse of the save rounds. Both teams are kind of losing these sort of free rounds, but it's still, I think it was good positioning. Great execute there for SNHU. They got Wheezy on his site really early, got the molly down to kind of force Tiffin to not come back on his site. And it was just a great execution for SNHU to be able to hold that site too for the retake. And right now it looks like they're going to be playing slow once again, and Tiffin's going to try to get some early info.
Tiffin tries to speed things up a little bit, though, and ends up running right into the operator. Risky to pull that one off into a jet. There's Blue Eye, though, standing tall on the B site, knocking Wheezy low, forcing him to use that molly to heal himself. But look at this position. You see Raze on the other side of the wall, of course. Wheezy looking for anyone to try to push him. Gets a little bit of intel on that Sova, but can't clean up too much more off it. They have to be kind of thankful that the player on A is as passive as they are, because you can see there's a dark cover with, I'm assuming, some kind of intel because they see the Owl Drone. But Evan isn't pushing for anything. He's just willing to get intel for the rest of his team. Is now zoned, willing to be a little bit more aggressive. He teleports up top to Heaven, but does it just a spot. He rotates back, and this looks like a hard fake, potentially. They're shifting back. The Killjoy is getting aggressive, though. It feels like they might have this read. Snare catches another one on the rotation. Great shot in Garage. They won't be able to get on site. They won't be able to get this bomb down. But it's Evan on the flank, and Blue Light inside B, trying to keep this alive for Tiffin.
I'm looking at this now, and I cannot believe Snare has actually bought this skin in this game. I thought this collection was really bad. But,
I think it looks really nice, but, you know,
really,
whatever.
really?
Yeah, I don't know. Look at how cool that looks. Come on, that's a complete remodel.
I feel like, I don't know. I think it's just preference, I guess. But it's going to be really tough here for Tiffin to actually come for the retake. They did have the good flank there, but it looks like they're going to be saving this round. And the more I look at this skin, the more I dislike it. I cannot believe Snare. Snare's the Ion op. Why would he go for this skin?
Sutan is the kind of guy that logs into his game and it's like, sorry, I won't use this skin unless it looks like a dragon. I don't mean to.
I don't like that skin either, though.
Do you just run defaults? Is that what you're telling me here?
No, I'm a Prime user.
Sure.
Prime. You have to use the Prime. I like the Singularity skins, the Ion skins. They just look a little bit more appealing to me.
Big fan of Jeff Bezos over here from Sutan. Only running Prime. His bullets will ship to you in 2 days or less, guaranteed. SNHU, though, they were able to ship the spike right to that site and get that plant down, and the round confirmed, of course. It was a good round from them. I think the reason why these eco rounds are working, by the way, a bit of an aside here, but I think it's because they're just being decisive. Every round where a team is decisive, they win it. And that's a theme that I want SNHU to continue here for Sutan.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And you look at nice pickup from Snare. These early picks from his op has been really huge here on offense. But one thing that Tiffin does is they're a really risky team. If you just notice their positioning, they're giving up sites completely. Like, they're giving C site up. Even from when they had 5 players on the board, they're just letting their utility kind of take the place. They're kind of double stacking in certain areas and trying to predict where SNHU might be. Oh my goodness, Blue Light's reaction time is nuts. What a great pickup there on Wheezy. It's a 4v4 now, and it looks like SNHU's going to be going over to the C site, but again, like, no one here for Tiffin to hold this site. So a little bit of a risky play, but it's been working for them so far. Yeah,
you mentioned them, like, they're playing risky on sites by not committing, but they're able to set themselves up for excellent retakes here as they get forced way out. Blue Light actually getting one on zone. We'll watch this player on the retake coming in with the Blade Storm. Snare on a long rotation. He actually popped his own Blade Storm, and we'll find Raze sticking the diffuser through the Fury. He'll have to get out with the dash as Snare gets another, but doesn't realize the Blue Light is still there on site. Now, Frenchie, he doesn't have a shock dart. He's going to have to just run up and spray. Will he be able to stop it? Won't be able to make it in time. Gets all the kills. Destroys, potentially, the economy on the other side, but just holding a little bit too far back. The Hunter's Fury worked, but maybe he just pulled back the bowstring a little bit too fast on the third shot.
Yeah, it's just something that you see from Sova players. They like to play that longer position, as I said from last game, but the timing just wasn't there. Maybe you hold off just a little bit longer. I know the Sova ultimate can be quick at times. Like, it can feel quick at times, but you really want to utilize as many shots as possible, utilize the time as much as possible. And honestly, Blue Light almost looked like they're going to hold and just sacrifice themselves to try to defuse, but made the smart play there to get out of sight.
It looks like Snare might not have actually been the one to buy that skin, because he's still holding here on this one and actually doesn't disengage after the shot. Gives that one away to Epic Evan, but SNHU traded out there with Frenchie, I think, playing down mid to deny some pressure. You can see the player down on B playing right on site. Where are they going to go? They're keeping things kind of up in the air still. They're still by mid. The bomb is being held a little bit further back, but you can see two players stacked up there in garage waiting for a push, but I feel like this timing might be brutal onto Jade. They're going to peek out. They're going to catch him with the shotgun, hit the second shot, and run away. Looks like they did see that spike as well, but they're not going to know that Wheezy is picking it back up, and they're not going to know that Zoned is waiting there for the rotation. Blue Light picked off. The spike will be going down here. 2 versus 3, though. Not impossible for Tiffin to play, and you can already see Raze on a long flank here through mid. Might actually end up catching Frenchie, who's sitting up there. Now definitely knows that Frenchie's there. Will Frenchie watch his back? Doesn't look like it. Raze will get that headshot pen through the wall, and they even things out fairly quickly. The turret will go down, give them a little bit of intel. There's a fight happening here with Wheezy, though. Flashbang really sets him up pretty effectively here. And they can just play this wall. They can just play this time, and they won't even need to. Zone will force the issue. Knock down Raze on the way in. And any fight where they plant the bomb, barring a disaster, it seems to just be working out for SNHU, and they can really go in and take a site.
Yeah, right now, the early part of this game was definitely the retakes here from Tiffin, and I think they've slowed down just a little bit, especially once they've come towards this B site to C site area. The retakes for Tiffin on A have been just incredible, but looks like their B retake isn't as strong, and right now it's just a game of positioning. Like, we've seen Blue Light have some of these deep corners. We saw the Tiffin Omen player, I believe, just sit in some of these really insane corners. Oh my god, Blue Light!
What a ridiculous play! Oh man, I'm so glad I cut to his POV. That's effectively a 4K, thanks to the run it back from the Phoenix helping them out. And if Blue Light pushes any further, he will get some more intel on the bomb. Jade forced to escape here, actually ends up sticking it out, winning that frag here as well. There's the TP from Evan to take a little bit of ground, but it's just Jade and Frenchie left, but they don't know where Frenchie is. That's the one thing that SNHU can hang their hat on so far. Stuck all the way in spawn is Jade, but Jade can just play it slow. There's still 55 seconds, and Frenchie could get some great flank picks. Such rough timing. Okay, Kurt sticks it out, and they end up evening things up, but they still have to get to that spike. We'll see how Jade tries to do it. Do they even have eyes on it? It looks like they won't. He'll just get the spike and walk away. Recombo might force them out there, but there's Raze watching the cross angle, and it's all up to Frenchie now. I want to see how he can get away with this, honestly. He has 30 seconds to either get 2 kills or plant the bomb, and that turret is going to make things very difficult for him. And there's the lockdown, too. Interesting timing for it, but Frenchie just committing into the turret, hoping to get some kills. Doesn't realize that Evan's holding close, though. Another save round win for Tiffin University. Somehow, it just keeps happening, and that lockdown really forced the issue.
Yeah, definitely. And just the play from Blue Light to get basically a 4K on that Sheriff pick is just insane. I really think Tiffin University is utilizing Blue Light really well right now. He's just kind of playing towards different sites. They originally had him playing on A, now they're sending them towards Garage, B site, just different areas of the map, and I think they're just utilizing that so well right now. I wonder if SNHU's going to realize, though, that Tiffin University is kind of stacking certain areas. Like, Frenchie was kind of able to come on a seaside for free easily.
To be fair, though, that was a little bit later in the round. I mean, you could just kind of you can chalk that up to, yeah, they were sitting. Oh, this could be great, actually. Blue Light has a dash still, but he dashes into the wall. Great read by Frenchie to get that kill. They're trying to flood into the site, but they lose 2 to do it. A arrow on the back with the operator. Trying to find something. There's the flash, though. Misses up the timing. Wheezy will get that kill for them. Get into sight. Get it planted. Drop that Cypher ultimate, but here's the counter. Hunter's Fury. They're taking a lot of damage for it, but Kurt can't finish it off. Who's pushing for him? It is Wheezy. Running into the back. Knows the Sova's there. Knows he's flashbanged. 4 kills for Wheezy here. To take this half just a little bit closer. Tiffin push out with an edge here. 7-5. But it's not undoable. It's not impossible for SNHU to flip it around. But again, we consider this map to be attacker-sided, I'd say, most of the time. And Tiffin have looked great across the map so far.
Definitely agree. Definitely agree. It's 7-5 isn't a bad half, but you usually see that number favoring the attacker's side. Usually you want to see either the SNHU, because they're the attacker side, have that 7-5 lead, but Tiffin University just played a really well-balanced defensive round. They were aggressive at times, they got early information at times, and they just played their retakes so well early on. And I think SNHU finally started to get a read on how they were doing so, but it was just a little bit too late. And we're going to have to see if they can do the same here on defense as Tiffin did to kind of come back here.
Oh, well, looks like that's a good start for SNHU. Snare just completely catching Blue Light off guard. Wasn't expecting anyone to be holding close. This tripwire will slow things down as well as they get forced into it. There's a bit of a reveal and a great molly, actually, from Wheezy to find them, but it looks like it won't slow them down. Wheezy slowing them down. I put him to the grave, though. 2 quick kills from him, and now it's only 1 player left for Tiffin. It is Raze. You can see him here behind his turret to give him a little bit of intel, but he doesn't realize that Zone's on a hard flank. And that spike is still down, way back on site. Going to be very difficult to reclaim that, but of course, he's going to have to try. There's the spot from Zoned. He's trying to nano the heaven, it looks like. He thinks someone is up there. So he goes to push. Sees Frenchie. And that information is now given up to them. Whereas Zone holding here with a shorty. 1 shot is all he's going to need with that one. Just lock that other barrel away. Great kill by him. They'll be able to buy SMGs next round. And they'll be able to, more than likely, put it to a 7-7.
I definitely don't know what Blue Light was doing there early. Snare was able to pretty much get the free pick as Blue Light had his knife out, maybe just trying to get the early positioning into sewers, but
That must have been it.
Yeah, just didn't have the gun out. Snare was able to get the free pick there, but they almost looked like they took sight fairly easily, but it was just good trades all around on both sides, and SNHU just ended up having the 1 player up, so it was the 2v1.
You can hear those guns just getting sprayed, and this might end up not going quite as well for Snare. That's better than I'd expect, though. 2 kills on the top fraggers that Tiffin have right now. That can't be the best start for them here, but they will change their mind entirely and rotate out. It looks like SNHU have the read on that. They lost Snare, but they are not shifting from their positions. They have a camera on A, so they don't need to peek too hard. 2 players sitting close in mid, and the Owl Drone's making noise. Obviously, it's going to give up some intel, and it looks like they did maybe see them there. No hard rotation, so SNHU's going to play this defensively, and I think that's a good call.
Yeah, I'm really, really glad that SNHU did not rotate here. They do end up seeing the player in window. They probably know that they're just playing slow, trying to wait and see what their opportunity is. They do have an SMG on one of their players in the Sova here, but SNHU has SMG, I'm pretty sure, on all 4 there. So it's going to be really tough here with a 3v4.
Yes.
But they are coming back here towards A.
Yeah, they shift back, but now that the dark cover, the recon bolt, all of this is going to give SNHU the information that they need. You can already see Wheezy on a pretty hard rotation here. Looks like he might have actually accidentally flashed himself, but he's in on the site. We'll get the Sova here first. Doesn't realize that the TP's coming in. Doesn't have time to react to it, but he does anyway. Evan puts his back to him. Lets Wheezy get that 3K easy for him. Shifting onto the site. He flashes himself in just so he doesn't have any fear, I guess, and it lets him let his team walk away with the round, and they are going to tie things up. Again, I'm assuming it's going to go the other way next round just because of the bonus round and how that tends to go. But honestly, Snare being able to buy a rifle here could change things for him.
Definitely. If Snare is able to see someone early, which I'm not too sure, that they're going to come through sewers again trying to contest Snare. They tried to do so 2 rounds in a row, and it just didn't work out. I would have liked to see maybe them switch around Snare's positioning. but it looks like Tiffin's going to play maybe slow here, maybe towards Snooze again, who knows, but not a bad round at all. They were able to get the early picks there from Snare, and now we're gonna have to wait and see if this bonus round is gonna pay off for SNHU or not.
Looks like they have a little bit of intel over there on A side. They might have kited away from it. Not exactly sure how that one went. I'm assuming they actually got some intel because now you're seeing Snare rotating with his rifle over towards the BC side. But they're pretty hard stacked here on the side of Tiffin. You can see them playing in mid and zoned with the LMG. Sprays 2 down through the wall with blue light now getting picked off by Snare as well. This is just value from the LMG. Great timing, I guess, on that spray, and they'll be able to back off. Only 2 members left for Tiffin. They have the spike, so again, that's something to hang their hat on, but they have to actually get in to make that worthwhile here. As Jade is looking for a flank. Killjoy's dead. Kurt picked off here. Only a Yarrow left, and Wheezy will push in, and the bonus round, it finally pays off. This is the first of 4 that we've seen actually go the way of the team that held onto their guns.
Definitely. I think that's the first time that we've seen zoned by an Ares all season long, and it's paid off tremendously. I'm loving the pickup there, and it looks like SNHU's actually going to buy up here. I like this decision, but also they should know that Tiffin is going to be saving here. If they lose their gunfights, not only is Tiffin going to have guns, but they're going to have full-on assault rifles, and we know how unlucky both teams are at losing these save rounds. So we're gonna just wait and see and hope to goodness that we take some long fights, we get some good aim duels, and that blue light does not get another 3 to 4K.
Well, here's the thing. It's happening at a much longer angle this time. So, I mean, just the likelihood of that happening is significantly lower. Snare holding close here and does deny that chance for them and decides not to take the next fight here. Will get Evan as well. Continues to push, but there's a lot of sheriffs. There's a lot of one-shot potential you have to be concerned with. Raze reminds him of that fairly quickly. But they know the spike's down. Wheezy's getting very aggressive. He could even run it back here if he really wants to, but he's going to do a hard step, maybe make them think twice about their rotation, but they're not now. He is giving a ton of intel up for them right now. You see 2 players looking back, and I'll shoot that turret. He's expecting a push, but no one on his team is really helping with this. He's playing back here, trying to win a duel. Will just bail immediately after Firewall to slow things down again, and got a bit of info, but it could have been more, I feel, if his team was willing to get aggressive with him. But I understand playing slow. I understand playing careful on the defense when you're only 1 round up.
Yeah, they probably definitely don't want to lose another eco round here. So they're probably just playing as safe as they can, understanding that just not giving them the guns on Seaside is probably the best bet. Zone does get the pickup here, and it looks like SNHU has the 3-1 advantage. Might have the round here. Oh my goodness. Okay. I was a little concerned there, but it does look like SNHU's gonna be able to hold this round through.
Yeah, I had to watch a Yarrow because there was Tiffin had a sheriff in one of their players' hands, and I knew that it was doable. So I had to make sure we at least gave them the potential for it to be on stream. Of course, doesn't end up paying off for them, but they should have the cash now. I can see it now that they for sure do have the cash to buy up. Winning that bonus round, of course, gets you potentially another round chained after that with the amount that you're harming the economy. SNHU, of course, fairly comfortable, sitting pretty on the cash that they have. So far for them. Their defensive play's been working. Defense has just been, in general, looking good for them. They've gotten 4 straight. Hoping for 4 more, of course, for their sake, to close this one out without too much of an answer, but I think Tiffin is just too good to let that happen. And that way, Snare, so aggressive, just runs in with the operator and gets 1. It might even get another as well. Dueling into the Sova. Sees him, will get that, and still holding on to his vertical dash. Might use it to get out, but maybe a little bit too forward there. Raze punishes him for playing that forward, but they're shifting back here. Will they get caught out on the rotation? Frenchie doesn't win that duel. Raze assuming there's someone else there. The turret will spot that flank for him as they get ready to shift into the A site. Who is meeting them? It looks like it is Jade, but he is blind and willing to push past it into his cage. They might not know that he's there as he's holding really close during this ultimate. He will find 1. Can't react in time to catch Raze, who has picked up 3 so far this round. That the lockdown, all it's going to do is get them to plant, though. It's not going to confirm anything beyond that. So now they have to still fight through a whole retake here. Will Wheezy look? I was a little afraid that he was actually playing up in heaven. Hard to tell sometimes with the way the camera's set up. But they have time. They can wait for Zone to make this full rotation. They don't have to rush things too much. Will they peek? Hell, they see blue light there, and now it's up on Wheezy. Wheezy now knows where the Jet player is. But the Jet player seems to clearly know where he is. There's the Cloudburst, but he already disengaged. Great movement by Blue Light, making things so uncomfortable for Wheezy. He pushes for it. Wheezy gets it, has to get this last one. Time is running low, but Raze is playing smart. Wheezy can maybe get a half defuse, but obviously doesn't give him that information. Has to hard stick it at this point. Is Raze healthy enough to push it? It looks like he will be. Wheezy backs off of it. Will he get the defuse in time? The bomb is so close, and no, just not enough time. Wheezy almost right there at the brink. You can see how much time is left there on the clock, but great positioning by Raze, not taking that fight, knowing how to play the timer, and letting Tiffin get another one up.
That was great around there from Tiffin. Nice calm. Understood that, you know, he's probably gonna hold. He might have to hold here, so it was a good push there to stop Wheezy from hard defusing. But that's their first round here on the second half. SNHU has played a really good defensive round here on Haven for a site that's usually attacker sighted, and they had the momentum kind of riding their way for a while. Is Tiffin going to be able to use this one round here to kind of build upon their own momentum and bring it back? They are down one round, but only one round so far on this side. It's gonna be tough here.
Yeah, they know they're pushing into a full buy, but what they are probably a little afraid of on the side of SNHU is a Blue Light with a Blade Storm in the conservatory. I'll win a game of Clue with that one for sure, with the amount of kills he's been getting. It's a statistical anomaly for it not to be the case here. They are going to just run into sight. They're going to get this plant, and any team that's been able to get away with this, I have been confident about the success for. But Evan sticks the plant, dies to the shock dart because of it. There's the recon. Will give up Blue Light's position, and there's the Hunter's Fury. But he has a lot of dashes left. Aero does get caught, though. Isolated there in the corner. They are knocked fairly low, but Aero gets a trade back up in his own under the push. There is Snare, though, with his own response coming in onto the site. They did trade out for Blue Light, so it is a 2 versus 2. They know the Sova's there. They don't know that Raze is doing a long flank, but they could start sticking this defuse. We'll see if Frenchie pushes for it. Knows that they got to be close. Gets Raze, and now should get that defuse. Frenchie managed to get half of it. Snare will finish it off for the team, and they'll put themselves 3 rounds away from closing out this map and the set.
Love the retake there from SNHU. Love the retake, absolutely. I think everybody played really well. I don't know who was Heaven, but I think whoever dropped out of Heaven definitely caused a lot of disruption there for Tiffin. It was tough for them to realize like what was probably going on in comms. He jumped out of Heaven. I have no idea, but that was probably a disruptor play as SNHU is running on his site. Frenchie also made a nice, just great use of his utility and his ultimate, able to get a lot of people on site, their location, and just good trades there at the end.
Yeah, it all paid off for them here, and we'll see if it can continue. The coordinated chaos that SNHU have been able to kind of maintain on some of these points has been working so far for them here. Look at this right now from them. They're flooding in. Yeo, though, doesn't know where Snare is. Snare will clean up 2 kills. Already now only 2 players remaining for them, but he pushes right into that paranoia. Unfortunate for him. Kurt picks up 2 with the Sheriff, and I don't know if Frenchie knows where the last player is. It's Blue Light all the way around through Garage. We'll have a gun, more than likely, but actually mostly pistols down here. Knows where Frenchie is. We'll get that lined up headshot for him for free. Bit of a panic, though. Doesn't have the spike either, and Wheezy with the Vandal will win at that distance. Of course, advantage here to the Rifles, SNHU. They win in the save round, but it will be Rifles in the pockets of both teams now moving into this next round number 20, excuse me. It's been going on for quite a while already. Blue Light, he's performing well. They're performing well, but look at this. 18-14. He had 15 kills, if I remember correctly, before the half, or at the half. So they've been doing a pretty good job on SNHU of shutting them down.
Yeah, they're doing a great job just defensively. I think they're winning a lot more gunfights. Their aim has definitely come online, and they're just playing adaptable. They're playing very versatile. They're playing differently. They're rotating fast. It's just, I love how SNHU is playing. They're looking like a more improved defensive lineup than Tiffin was playing. And nice pickup here from Jade right off the bat to make this a 5v4. It looks like they're going to be going towards A side as well, as Weezy gets another pick here. And it's looking pretty good here. It's a 5v4 situation for SNHU.
Jade with the absolute panic of pushing through like 8 different smokes just to get into sight. There's the flash, there's the push, run it back. We'll save Wheezy's life for another moment as they drop the spike as well. It's only a Yarrow left. Yarrow will clean up one, not be able to stop the swarm of SNHU players coming into the site. Defense is a completely new look for SNHU, and they are 1 round away from closing out this map, closing out this series, and pushing themselves to a 6-1, potentially an NECC.
And it looks like, although the curse of the save rounds have been going on all night, it looks like Kresnik's curse of casting 3 games is potentially over.
Don't forget,
Are we gonna have
it was over last week. It ended last week.
Yeah.
Don't forget. It did. But all it took was for SNHU to lose for the cast to be over, and now they've apparently, this is the anime training arc where they never lose another map again. If it goes this way. Tiffin are keeping it very close, though, keeping things very exciting here in this match. But exciting is maybe a different word than I'd expect for how they're playing this round here. It's a good fake with the lockdown, though, but I think they have the read on this. They know that they're not coming in. He's just going to walk in and break the lockdown. So SNHU, they hold strong. They know no one's coming in, and a lot of this Killjoy utility's been just plain destroyed.
I'm really liking this play here. I love that snare push that for that earlier info. It's going to really depend here on the rest of SNHU to get these picks as they come to sight, as they now have this information. But they do give up C side, unfortunately, and it's going to be a 4v3 advantage here over towards Tiffin's side.
And it was the entry picks really hurt them, I think, them losing zoned inside that garage when he could have gotten 3, maybe with slightly different timing. But they're willing to pop the Cypher ult. They think this is a winnable round, and they're going to play like it is. I like the Omen TP after the Cypher ultimate, kind of just really playing with falsified info, but Evan doesn't seem to know exactly what's going on. He teleports right into them. It's only 2 players. You have to Euro, cleans up 1, and now it is a 2 versus 1, with the last player baiting very far back. Here comes the Hunter's Fury, but he's going to shove in smoke, actually hurting him a little bit. Desova cannot finish that last shot, but will this bomb get defused in time? It looks like more than likely it will be knocked down. Blaine is already calling GG in chat, and that is exactly how it will be. SNHU, they take down Tiffin University in one of the closer rounds, a closer game than I was expecting looking at the record. Tiffin, they really show up, but SNHU completely changed their game plan in the second half of Haven. Close out the set.
They definitely were no pushover team. Just
yeah,
looking
for
at
sure.
them, doing VOD review on them, they were strong. They brought a lot of their opponents to overtimes, to 13-10 rounds, to 13-11 rounds. Like, they were really close. They're no pushover team. It's a lot of 2-1 round matchups, and I think we prepped for them. We played really well, and Blue Light was a phenomenal player, but I think we did really well shutting that player down towards the second half of the game.
I think every player in Tiffin, I think, had a moment, right? They all managed to have their own little highlight, whether it be multi-kills with the Sheriff, whether it just be great timing on flanks. I think the duelists for their team in particular really showed up on map number 1 as well. Their control of the game really kept SNHU on their toes for the majority of it, but I think just the overall team play from SNHU and their reading on what the enemy team is doing is what helped them kind of push that gap and stay on top near the end.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think they played just tremendously well. I would say still play the game, although it's subtle. I would love that Blue Light was looking away from the Cypher ultimate there, but the rest of their team played well as well. I definitely agree. They all had their moments. And they were just playing really deep corners on a lot of their defensive rounds, and they were winning a lot of their defensive rounds. And because their positioning, their fast rotates, just good teamwork, most likely good comms, I'm assuming. They played well tonight. It was definitely a good rounded game.
Yeah, no, 100%. Tiffin, I think both Tiffin and SNHU showed up today. SNHU just pushed things a little bit harder near the end, and the team play ended up working out. And that was, I mean, what a great game to watch. I'm definitely happy we were able to bring that to everyone who decided to tune in today. Make sure you don't miss all the other games that are coming around that are about just as exciting. Almost every Valorant game until last week was a 2-0, was a 2-1, excuse me. So we got all 3 maps out of them. If you want to watch Valorant, Collegiate especially, this is the place to be. Follow us on Twitter for all those announcements, for all our matches, for anything that we're doing, whether it be game nights, whether it be frag videos. That's the place to be for that, ! Twitter in chat. If you want to join our Discord and be a part of those game nights or just get the announcements in a different way, join us up, ! Discord in our chat for that info. And if you want to just cut out the middleman and just be here, follow us on Twitch. Subscribe if you want to support us. Get all the notifications and all the announcements of every stream we do, no matter when, where, or what it is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Of course, I have been Kresnik on production and cast with my boy Sutan, coaching the team to a victory, and on the cast with me, and we'll see you next time.